spray of fragrance. So I thought today's video, the drive along, I'd do a bit of a review of a fragrance. I've spoken about this clone house before. I've never done a fitness fragrance review of this one, so I thought I'd just do a bit of a driving review of it today. And the fragrance is, I should say the clone house is Divain. And Divain are essentially a Spanish clone house, not particularly well known actually. But I've owned a few of their fragrances. They've been a little bit hit and miss, so what I really like with them, first of all, just mention one thing I really think they deserve praise for, is they do a lot of clones of fragrances that a lot of brands don't do clones of, and that's how I first found out about them. So one of my favourite fragrances by Acqua di Parma is Sakura, and as far as I'm aware, they're the only house that do a clone of Acqua di Parma Sakura, because Sakura's not a particularly popular fragrance. It's not really got any hype about it. I just really like it, really like it. Lovely cherry blossom type fragrance. It just smells really crafty to me, and I'm a massive fan of it. But it's not one that people particularly go, oh, I really like that. Certainly not men anyway. It's more of a feminine smell, but you like what you like at the end of the day. But I've also had some that aren't great. Nasomatto Bronzer again, and that one I don't think is overly cloned, but that one's not very good. I did a bit of a review on that the other day, and it's a little bit synthetic. I can tell the big difference between the two, but that's fine. In general, they've been pretty good. And the one I'm reviewing today is Divain 391. And this again is a review of Nasomatto fragrance. It's called Pardon. Now I have to say, I've smelt Pardon, but I haven't smelt Pardon for, well, probably at least 4 years, let's say, so a long time. So to be honest with this review, I can't 100% say to you, yes, this is a straight up amazing copy, so I can only really judge it on what I roughly know, but also just the clone itself as a fragrance, because sometimes I think, look, you may buy a clone of a fragrance, you may not really like it. Because a lot of the time we buy clones because we want to sort of get an idea of what an actual fragrance smells like. So sometimes you just need to like the clone in itself, because you may not have anything to go on. So I haven't got a huge amount to go on today. So the notes in this, I have got a post-it note actually, which I probably should have looked at before I started driving really, but there we go. Magnolia I know is in the top, but really I guess the main thing is you really want to know what are the main components of this fragrance. Well, it's really a bitter dark chocolate. This is a really, so I can really smell it by the way, and it's a strong bitter dark chocolate. That's what you get from this fragrance, and it almost to me got a bit of a vibe of Tom Ford Black Orchid, that sort of floral, dark floral chocolate. There's patchouli, there's floral notes, and it's really quite a heavy fragrance. Divain seem to have as well, when they have these heavier fragrances, they tend to have black lids on them. That's something I've noticed, and yeah, this one certainly is quite a heavy, long-lasting performer. Now, I think what this fragrance certainly works for is that kind of evening wear. It's for someone who's quite serious. It's not got any playfulness at all. Like, if you want something playful, don't go for this. This is very much more like your baking chocolate. Yeah, that sort of bitterness. It's really bitter, and I can't imagine you wearing this casually. Dress up certainly, and if you know Black Orchid, it's got this mysterious vibe, and it's got this really dark floral component, and that's what I get from this dark floral. So let's see if I can get this post-it note out of my pocket, and then I'll be able to give you a little bit more about the note breakdown. See, it's never easy to be doing things on the drive, is it? But I did write them all down because it's got complexity. If you want a complexity or complex type fragrance, this is great. So you got tonka bean and cinnamon. Now I thought this was interesting. Tonka bean, I always think of being in the sort of base of the fragrance. This one's actually in the heart, so the middle of the fragrance. It's got sandalwood, so it's got woods as well. It's got a bit of vanilla, but it's certainly not heavy on vanilla. Yeah, not at all. And then in the top, this bus is so slow in front of me. Yeah, it just says floral notes. It doesn't really give you too much detail. Now, I love a floral fragrance, I really do. But I know for a lot of men, they can be quite a lot. You know, too much for a lot of men. Oh, come on, bus, pull in. Do you know when buses, when they get to bus stops, they just take up so much room. So, from my experience of this cologne, how long does it last? So, we'll go through kind of the things I normally do during my normal reviews. It's got oud, that's the other thing. It's really strong on the oud. So there we go, we kind of went through all the notes now. So if we start with price that's value for money, I know I said I'll do longevity, we'll go through it. I paid about $17.99 for this. Now at the moment on Divain, you can get this for about $12.99. Do I think that's good value for money? 100%. If you can get a fragrance this complex, 100ml, for £12, take out the fact it's a cologne, you've got to accept that even if you don't like it, that's very good. That is a super price. So there's a lot going on. You've got oud, you've got floral notes, you've got dark chocolates, you've got sweet, you've got woody, you've got this darkness about it. And yeah, if you're into that mysterious vibe, someone who dresses in a lot of black, I can imagine wearing this, then this is great. If we're talking about the price of the original, would I want to spend sort of £100 on this fragrance? No. If I'm being honest with you, no, I wouldn't, because it's classy, but I want a bit more of a statement. I don't think this is a real statement scent. If you want something that's a statement, it's just a little bit more. So it's too serious for that. It's not got enough. It's not a sexy fragrance. That's probably the word I'm looking for. So if we're talking about the price of the cologne, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because I think it's got a lot going on. And I've always said this: when I don't pay a lot for a fragrance, say I'm spending £5 to £10 or £15 in this case, I only normally go for safe, because I think the more complex a fragrance gets, the more synthetic the cheaper fragrance of it could be. So yeah, I always go to cheap citrus for cheap price, but this isn't. It doesn't smell cheap at all. So then versatility. So we've spoken a lot about this. I wouldn't wear this in the summer. I wouldn't wear this to the gym. The job I'm doing, obviously being in smart clothes, I can obviously dress it up. That's absolutely fine, perfect. Again, office scent in the winter, fine. A young person isn't going to appreciate this. It's not a beginner fragrance. This is, I think, to be honest, 30 and up, and certainly anyone over 30 could wear it. My mum really likes this one. I'm always amazed, but she is a big fan of Black Orchid, so I do again go back to it. I think if you like Black Orchid, you will like this. My brother's never liked it that much, my dad's never liked it that much, and they've never been massive fans of Black Orchid, so yeah, maybe there is something in that. So yeah, for me it's kind of formal, serious occasions, cold weather, not a lot of versatility in terms of, I don't think it's unisex, but again, well, I say that, Black Orchid probably is, so maybe it is, and my mum likes it. I personally think this is quite bold for a man or a woman, but now it's wrong of me to say it's not unisex. I'm going to say it is, but its acquired taste probably needs more masculine. It's a slightly more masculine version, I'd say. It's less floral, it's more bitter chocolate. We'll give that a 7 out of 10. And then we go on to, now this is tough, this one, projection, because it's amazing for projection, but I can really, really smell it now. Would it be a bit cloying though after a while? I think it would. So I've not obviously worn this one running, I'm only wearing it driving today. I think outside running, I probably wouldn't find it as bad, but while I'm driving this morning, I'll be honest, it's not even wafts of it, it's literally aggressively in my face. And I don't know if I want to smell this the whole day, but I cannot say the projection's bad, because if you like this fragrance and you want projection, you've got it. So I'm going to give a score for projection as 9, because it is fantastic, but I think it can be overwhelming in that sense. And I'll be honest, it's just gone like 6:15, and I'm already starting to feel a bit like I've had enough of it, and it's probably because I don't love it, but if you know you want to talk about projection and you want to rank things on, you know, how well they project, well, it does project. There's a load of pallets on this lorry next to me. Let's get by quickly. There we go. So yes, projection 9. So then let's go on to compliment factor. Well, to be honest, I'd never wear this one for compliments. This isn't for me a compliment getting fragrance. Even though I say it's night out, dress up, I just don't think it's that. It's not got enough sweetness. I can't break into my buttermint at the minute. Oh, this is the challenge, break into a buttermint. So anyway, yeah, I wouldn't go for it if I'm buying it for compliment. If you want to buy compliments, this hasn't got enough versatility, and I don't think you're going to wear it in enough situations for it to be, you know, there's not enough of a sample size to really give you good comments. That being said, with the projection being so strong, I think people will notice it, so you're going to probably get the odd compliment. So let's go 7 out of 10 for compliments. I don't think it's a massive, you know, I wouldn't say it's one that I'd choose for compliments. But again, you know, Black Orchid, you like that vibe, and again, if you've got a leather jacket or something along those lines, I can see this being quite good. And then we need to talk about longevity. Now, again, obviously I do a shower test normally when I'm testing for things like longevity. Do I think this has good longevity? Well, I know it does, because in preparation of this video last night, obviously I do these literally off the cuff, but I did wear it to bed last night, and I just sprayed a couple on my wrist, and I could smell it this morning, and I think I didn't sleep very well. I must admit, I'm absolutely knackered. I mean, it is only 6:30. I've just gone 20 past 6 actually, and I woke up about 4 times in the night. Now, I'm not saying it was because of the fragrance. I do not wear this to bed, basically. But I could barely, honestly, like get back to sleep. Every time I woke up a couple of times, normally because I need the toilet. But the first thing I noticed when I woke up was the spray. And I don't know if that spray was just waking me up at the same time. And it's just not sweet or pleasant or cozy enough to really wear it at that time. But I suppose the question is, does it get you through the day at work, or, you know, anything you're doing? Yes, it does. 100% it would. So in that case, I'm going to give it, how can I mark it down? I can't really. I'm going to give it a 9 for that as well. So I've given quite a lot of decent scores there, and I think this is really what I'm trying to say with this race. Nasomatto, let's talk about Nasomatto as a fragrance house. Great fragrances. They do more sweet, mature, grown-up fragrances. I mentioned the new Divain on the last one. I said they're all like extra-straight odor parfum. They're really good quality, expensive. And this is just another one that essentially, if it smells like this, you're getting that. But you have to like that more mature vibe. If you're someone who likes those more mature, grown-up fragrances, great. But there is an acquired taste to a lot of them. And I think if this is, again, if we look at this clone in isolation, it's a good fragrance. I would personally, if I was blindfolded, I'd rank this smell at around £30, because I think it's kind of got that similar quality to an Encre Noir à l'Extrême, and it's got a bit of that vibe. So if you want Black Orchid and Encre Noir à l'Extrême, try this. Get that vibe from both, put them together, that's what comes out. And yeah, it's fine. It's just, it's not my favourite. I never reach for it out of choice. But again, it's what you like. If you like it, you're gonna love it. And I just going to finish off going really back to Divain. Divain do a lot of offers. I get a lot of emails from Divain, and I keep unsubscribing from their emails. They keep sending me more. So at the moment they've got a deal where all fragrances are like $12.99. You tend to find, if I'm being honest, that they always have these sales. I don't think I've got to get them on this occasion. I've had it where they've been all $11.99 and they've been fine. They tend to dispatch after about a day. They don't take long. They really don't take long. So yeah, you don't need to worry about sort of quality of the brand or anything like that. They're pretty reliable. Obviously, coming from Spain, it does take a little bit longer. I'd give it a week. but they give you tracking updates and all sorts, so they're very good. And you also tend to get, and I think this is really weird, I've never eaten them, but you get jelly babies as part of your parcel. Sometimes you get a little tester and they give you a little booklet to tell you what all the clones are and the scent vibes, so it's really good. I can't give them, you know, any criticisms at all. And they also give you some stickers, which I was like, what am I going to use a perfume sticker for? Because they're like stickers with a perfume bottle, a love heart. Weird stickers, they're really weird stickers, but they're great because I don't like licking envelopes, and I just stick them on envelopes with cards. So, you know, or like a bottle. If me and my brother have got the same bottle, he's got the same fuel bottle. They do that job fine as well. They just distinguish who's who. So, I think it's very good. I really recommend Divain. Do I recommend this fragrance? You can get a sample of it first, and you're intrigued by it, then get a sample first. But yeah, for me, it's I appreciate it. I don't really like it. Will I buy it again? Probably not. Do I regret buying it though? Absolutely not. Again, you learn through trying, and that's the enjoyment of having fragrances. So yeah, turned up at work now, and yeah, we'll crack on with the week. But thank you very much for watching. Obviously plenty more videos to come, so yeah, hopefully I'll catch you for those soon.